Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Sam B right here with the Tune Up Show. So check it out, right? Yesterday, I did a video about the normalizing of pedophilia, right? So, of course, in woke fashion, had a few comments on there, and a lot of people they don't necessarily they don't like people that speak the truth, or they want to speak the truth, or they have a problem with the truth. So when it comes to pedophilia, that is, to me, in my personal opinion, I don't think that's something a person can come back from. There's so many dynamics to that type of mental disorder. I don't believe people are born that way. It's just not possible. Okay. Now, I believe that it can be ingrained into your psychoanalysis. I think that people become pedophiles. You can become a pedophile. I don't think you're born a pedophile. It's just no real science backs that up. You got a lot of pseudoscience out there that will try to back up that notion of pedophiles are born that way. Just the same way as they said that, oh, you can be born gay, you can be this, you can be that. And now, are people born with disorders? Yes, you got all types of disorders. You got psychosomatic illness. You got sickle cell. You got people. You got babies that are born into the world blind or deaf, or deaf, or you got all types of stuff. But pedophilia, gay, bisexual, trans, whatever. These things are made by people when they become full-grown adults. There's no real science that back up people that were born gay. It's just not possible, unless you could be taught that way. A lot of times it's the environment that you're around. Like if you grew up in an environment where you saw grown men with little boys and little girls, if that was your environment for a long time since birth, then yeah, you may think that, okay, well, I was born into this. No, I'm sorry, I was born like this. This was already in my head. No, it wasn't already in your head. You were a part of a society, an environment that condoned that kind of behavior. And a lot of people, they like to play, especially judges like Judge Jackson. She's trying to be Supreme Court Justice Kentanji Brown Jackson. She's the one person on the far left that's trying to basically make a way for pedophiles to breach the laws, and to basically just giving them all types of leeway to do what they want. And you got people out here who, people that, you got really woke leftist people, they're just into it. They're just into just being the total opposite of whatever reality is. These people are not real. These people, there's something really wrong with somebody who feel as though they have to stick up for pedophiles, just people in general, that live these kind of extreme lifestyles. I mean, these kind of lifestyles come with a mental disorder. It just does, because it's not real. It's not reality. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. It's the truth. Okay, men that are gay, men that like men, women that like women. I believe that that's a mental disorder. That's something that they reality to them. They don't want to live in it, so they have to create some kind of alternative reality so they can feel comfortable in. When you feel as though you have to go against what's already natural just to feel good, that means deep down you probably do have a mental disorder. because majority of people are heterosexual. Majority of adults don't want anything to do with a prepubescent child. So when you're going out your way to be the opposite of what the majority is, then that means there's probably something wrong with you. And I just want to talk about this more. I'm gonna bring this woman up right now. This is I think day 2 of her hearing, and just want to give you some content on how she feels about pedophiles, how she's been sentencing them, and let's take a look.
There could hardly be a more definitive expression of congressional intent. This is good as it gets. There's no way to write a statute saying discretion lies in an agency. It's sole. It's non-reviewable. So you're not convincing me that
With
this
respect,
was anything
Senator.
other than that.
Okay, I've already queued it up to when he's Senator, Graham is talking to her about her rulings on the immigration laws and how and all that stuff. But that's for another video. I just wanted to cue it up to how her sentencing of former pedophiles in most cases. So let's take a look.
Activism, and we can talk about it all day long, but I agree with the D.C. court. This, to me, is an example, Exhibit A, of a judge ignoring limitations placed in the law by Congress to get a result they wanted. Child pornography. I have no doubt that you find child pornography disgusting as the rest of America. You're a mother. You seem to be a very nice person.
Obviously, he most likely being sarcastic, because she doesn't seem like a nice person at all. This woman is she's most likely very, very, very power hungry, and when you get around, and this is not a shot to black women or women in general, or just anybody. Anybody can be power hungry, But to me personally, I believe that this woman, I don't believe her to be a very nice person. I believe she's for whatever's putting food on her table, and right now, to be for pedophiles, that's what's going to be putting money in her pocket, and most likely giving her the justice seat, something that she wants overall. So I think she's just another corporate stooge, another person that's just willing to go along to get along, and God help her.
Are you aware of how many images are out there on the internet involving children and sexually compromising situations?
Senator, I'm not aware of the numbers, but I've seen the images in my
and they are disgusting,
role
right? Well, let me tell you the
judge.
numbers. In 2021, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children Cyber Tip Line received 29.3 million reports of apparent child sexual exploitation containing 85 million images, videos, and other files. That's in 2021. It's up. In 2019, it was less. So there's an epidemic of this on the internet, that if you go out on the internet, there are millions of pictures of kids being abused. When it comes to sentencing child pornography possession cases, do you routinely discount the fact that a computer was used?
Thank you, Senator, for allowing me to address this concern. The guidelines related to child pornography were drafted at a time in which a computer was not used for the majority, if not almost all, of these kinds of horrible crimes. The guidelines have enhancements in them.
In 2 areas that you said you disagree. What are those 2 areas?
At the time that the guidelines were drafted, it was an aggravating factor, a substantial aggravating factor, to use a computer in order to distribute and disseminate the images, because the ordinary crime was not committed by computer. So the
Would you now
baseline-
agree with me that computers are sort of the venue of choice for child pornographer people?
Yes, Senator.
Okay, so here's my point. If you believe, as I do, the computer has created a bigger demand, there are more photos out there because of the internet, more websites exposing this garbage. Wouldn't you want to deter people from going down that road?
Senator, this crime is among the most difficult.
No, answer my question. Wouldn't you want to deter people from going down the road of using the computer that allows these people to have access to millions of photos because of the technology? I want those people deterred.
Senator,
so if you're listening to my voice today and you're on a computer looking at child pornography and you get caught, I hope your sentence is enhanced, because the computer and the internet is feeding the beast here. That all these images out there are going to be more over time because people use computers. Now, didn't you also say that the number of images should not be considered as a sentence enhancement?
Senator, with respect to the computer, one of the most effective deterrents is...
Did she really just say what I thought she just said? I'm gonna let you guys hear that again, because like I said, there's something not right with this woman.
The number of images should not be considered as a sentence enhancement.
Senator, with respect to the computer, one of the most effective deterrents is one that I imposed in every case and that judges across the country impose in every...
Yeah, respect to the computer. Yeah, there's something wrong with this woman. But I'll let that go on because I wanted you to see, I want people to hear how these people, Democrats, it just, to me, and it's like, I really hate that it has to be Democratic, Republican right now, but to my knowledge, so what I'm looking at, what's been happening for the past 2 years, it seems as though the Democrats, they are hell-bent on just doing the opposite of everything, and just, good is bad. I'm sorry, bad is good is bad, evil is good. And it's always the opposite with them. They gotta go to the extreme, and this is her. She's an extremist. Okay, it's like that. I mean, no one in their right mind is looking at child porn. So the fact that it's almost 30 million images online as of 2021, and there are people looking at it. I mean, what exactly is child porn? Okay, only a pedophile would be interested in that, and for her to even allude that she won't be enhancing any sentences for people that are looking at it online. Okay, well, is looking touching? No, looking is not touching. Looking is looking, but it's also a gateway. Okay, just like it's almost, how long can you keep touching a hot stove before you burn your hand? Okay, eventually you're going to burn your hand. Okay, or how long can you stay out in the hot sun before you're getting tanned? Eventually, if you stay out in the sun long enough, you're going to get tanned. So if you're looking at child porn online, at some point, you're going to act it out. That's just common knowledge. That's basic science. That's basic physical science. Whatever you think about, and if you think on it long enough, and you're contemplating it long enough, eventually you will do it. And this woman's trying to act like, and this woman, she's trying to play fast and loose with the law, and pretty much destroying the integrity of the law to further her own agenda. Most likely further the agenda of what's happening.
Case which is substantial supervision. Any of these
wait a minute,
defendants...
Judge. You think it is a bigger deterrent to take somebody who's on a computer looking at sexual images of children in the most disgusting way is to supervise their computer habits versus putting them in jail?
No, Senator, I didn't say versus.
That's exactly what you said. I think the best way to deter people from getting on a computer and viewing thousands and hundreds and over time, maybe millions, the population as a whole, of children being exploited and abused every time somebody clicks on is to put their ass in jail, not supervise their computer.
Amen. And he's right. You know, this woman is, like I said, she's out of her damn mind. There's some states, some countries where if you're a child molester or a pedophile or a sex offender, you're not even allowed to own a computer. Okay? And honestly, that's one way of dealing with it. Taking away their computer rights. Taking away because see, you don't have to own a computer. Okay? Owning a computer is privileged. Okay? And in some countries, if you're a known convicted pedophile or child molester, you don't have a computer. You lost that privilege. So this woman Kentanji, man, this woman is not right in the head. I had to honestly say that.
Usage.
Senator, I wasn't talking about versus.
You just said you thought it was a deterrent to supervise them. I don't think it's a deterrent. I think the deterrent is putting them in jail.
Senator,
the sentencing have a deterrent component.
Senator, would you let her respond?
Yes. The sentencing have a deterrent component.
Yes, Senator. Deterrence is one of the purposes of punishment, and Congress has directed courts to consider various means of achieving deterrence. One of them, as you've said, is incarceration. Another, as I tried to mention, was substantial periods of supervision once the person...
So if I could may ask you, in your view, it's more of a deterrent to have somebody substantially supervised in terms of their computer use who's looking at child pornography than it is to put them in jail?
Senator, I'm not saying it's more or
That's
less.
exactly what you're saying.
What I'd like to point out is that if we're going to, let me say it this way, Congress.
Go ahead, go on. We're listening. Get your lies together. Come on, you can do it. Come on, Kentanji. Get your lies together. Come on, you can do it. You can do it.
Congress has authorized courts to use a number of different means to achieve the purposes of punishment.
And one of them is an enhanced punishment by using a computer.
The enhancement with respect to using a computer relates to the penalty in terms of incarceration.
And you would choose not to apply that in these cases. You've said that. I'll read you the quote, but you've decided not to apply the use of a computer as an enhancement. You've also said you're not going to hold the number of images that the person has looked at as a sentencing enhancement factor. Is that true?
No, Senator, it's not the number of images that the person has looked at because we don't have that information.
Well,
it is the number of images that they've either received or distributed that are.
We don't know if they looked at them, but you're not going to hold it against them that they received 10,000 images versus 100.
That's not what I've said, Senator.
Well, here's what you said. I've decided to apply my general policy disagreement with respect to those enhancements, at least that is the computers and the number of images. Folks, what she is saying, the reason she's always below the recommendation, I think, is because she doesn't use the enhancements available to her. She takes them off the table. And I think that's a big mistake, Judge. I think that every federal judge out there should make it harder for somebody to go on a computer and view this filth. That if you use that venue, which is the venue of choice for all these child pornography cases, that you use it against them. I think the more you download, like drugs, the more you have, the more you should go to jail. You've made a conscious decision to disregard those two enhancement sentencing factors, and I think that is a wrong way to go in terms of deterrent. To me, putting somebody in jail for using a computer is more of a deterrent than supervising their activity of watching the computer. That's just a difference that we have. I know I'm out of time, and
Yeah, so I mean, what's happening here is that they're like I said, they're playing fast and loose with the law here, because for the sake, look, you got two people that committed murder, right? You got one person that's a serial killer, all right, and you got another person who only committed murder once. These two people are in the same prison. Okay, they're obviously in the same prison, so. That doesn't stop that. Well, again, you commit murder once, you go to the big house with all the other murderers, all the other rapists, all the other whatevers. Okay, a murder is a murder, just like child porn is child porn. Okay, it doesn't matter if you have one folder of child porn versus 10,000 folders of child porn. Now, obviously, somebody that has that much child porn on their computer or laptop, obviously, they have a lot more degeneracy going on in their head. But I'm gonna skip forward a little bit because I think the chairman Newbin kind of gets into this a little bit, and he, and it's all far leftist stuff.
Is that our sentencing system this for 15 execution, it really matters of images because what that meant 1, 2, 5, 10 scheme does your punishment that is to assist judges. Senator, I don't have any comment.
Last day of the hearing,
your offices to talk with me about my approach.
But my question is, what if during our 15-minute exchange, it was very pleasant? You're a very nice person. You have a lot to be proud of. I would never do that to you.
I really wish he stops saying that. This woman doesn't seem like a nice person at all. Honestly, I think she's very leading. She obviously knows the law, and she knows how to circumvent the law. And somebody that's power hungry. What she comes off to me as she comes off very power hungry, and I really wish he stopped saying that, because I don't know if he knows her. I doubt if he knows her personally. So to keep saying someone is seemingly nice, that's a stretch. This woman doesn't seem nice to me at all. She doesn't. I believe she's theatrical. I believe that look, just the fact that she doesn't go further on protecting children. This is your justice. This is your probably possible future justice, or whatever her title is going to be, Supreme Court Justice Kentanji, whatever she's trying to go for. This is the future of this country if we don't stomp out these far extreme leftist people from doing what they're doing. Okay, I just really wish he stopped saying that she's a nice person. I don't think she's nice at all.
If I had some information that's sketchy at best, that somehow you've done something wrong, I promise you, just from human decency, I would share it with you. I would not disclose it at the last minute of the last day of the hearing, and I've already given it to a newspaper so the whole country can read about it before you ever said a word.
Senator, she's had nothing to do with the call.
No, but I'm asking her about how she may feel about what y'all did.
Senator, your time has expired, and I'm going to give her an opportunity to finally complete an answer.
So, if I could
just
address,
answer the question.
Senator, I don't have any comment on what.
And you see how the chairman is trying to make it seem like he's bullying her, all that. No, she hasn't. Throughout the, this is very easy to find online, but obviously she's been tiptoeing, tap dancing around all the questions, and just giving just talking points. She's not answering these questions. She's just tap dancing around them, and this is what they want. Okay, Joe Biden's already been he already unpromptedly said that the New World Order is coming or whatever, and whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. I believe the New World Order is already here. It already has been here, and she's a part of it. You know, and these people they want their kingdom right now on earth. Okay, that's why they have no problem letting loose pedophiles, murderers. I mean, just yesterday, they let 4 teens go from a carjacking that led an elderly woman to her death. Okay, and those 4 teens got let go, charges dropped and everything. So this is what's happening, you know. But I'm gonna end it right here. Because I just need people to understand what's going on here, and you know, people like her, people like Kentanji Brown Jackson, they don't care about you. They don't care about your children. All they care about is a paycheck. All right, and Lindsey Graham. I mean, he seems pretty straightforward himself, but I don't know him either. You know, for all I know, all of this can be theatrics. This all could just be theater. So that's why this is the tune-up show, because we have to call it as we see it, and we have to depict it on how it's being presented to us. All right, nothing more, nothing less. All right. But I'm gonna end it right here. This is the Tune Up Show. I'm Sam B. That's the show for today. And you know, check me out, man. Like, share, subscribe. And if you don't like what I'm saying, if you want to battle me or whatever, hey man, leave it in the comments. Everyone else is doing it. So I'm out of here. Peace.